So we're going to go ahead and start doing Whimsy's body. So you need to get your neon blue yarn again, and then we're going to go ahead and do our double magic ring to start. And to that we're going to do 6 single crochets. Now go ahead and start pulling that tail here, and then when you see the first loop pulling in, grab that and pull that tight, and grab the tail and pull that tight, okay? Now we've done our first round. The second round is going to be to increase all the way around. So grab your stitch marker, place your stitch marker. All right, and to that we're going to go ahead and start our increasing. Can lay over the tail and work around it for a few stitches. That way you can secure the tail within those stitches. All right, so let's do our first increase and just continue increasing until you've reached the end. At the end of that, you should then have 12 stitches in this round, round 2. Okay, now we're done with round 2. Move your stitch marker. Round 3, we're doing a single crochet and increase pattern. So go ahead and do a single crochet in the next, and then an increase in the one after that, and then a single crochet and an increase, and so on until you reach the end of round 3. Okay, now round 4, we're going to go ahead and do single crochet around. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this tail here, since we don't need it and it just gets in the way. Let's go ahead and single crochet around. You should end up again with the 18 stitches. Nothing is getting increased or decreased in this round. Okay, meet you back at the end. That ended round 4. Round 5, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and increase around. So there's 1, 2 single crochets, and now an increase, which is the 2 single crochets within 1 stitch, right? And do that pattern again. So 1, 2 single crochets, and an increase. I'll meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of that round, we're going to go ahead and start round 6 and do another single crochet around. Okay, round 7, we're going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase around. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. And continue on until the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of that round, we're going to go ahead and do round 8, which is single crochet around again. I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, now it's time for the next round. We're doing round 9. It's going to be 4 single crochets and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. Continue this all the way to the end of this round, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, round 10, we're going to do single crochet around again. I will meet you back at the end of round 10. Nice and easy. All right, so round 11, we're going to go ahead and do 5 single crochets and then increase around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, and so on. I'll meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, so we finished round 11. We're going to do round 12 through 14, and nice and easy, it's just going to be single crocheting all the way around for those 3 rows. Meet you back at the end of those rows. So row 15, we're going to start with 5 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to do an invisible decrease. Again, that's going through the front loops only. You pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. And repeat that pattern, 5 single crochets and an invisible decrease all the way around this round. Okay, so there's 4, 5, and an invisible decrease. By the end of this round, you'll have 36 stitches. I'll meet you at the end of this round. All right, so I've gone ahead and finished round 15. I'm moving my stitch marker now. Round 16, we're going to be doing single crochet around. Okay, so for the next round, we're going to go ahead and do 4 single crochets and an invisible decrease pattern all the way around. So there's 2, 3, 4, invisible decrease. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, invisible decrease. And go ahead and finish this round. You're also going to finish the next round, round 18, because that's just another single crochet, okay? So single crocheting all the way around. I will meet you at the end of round 18. Okay, we're doing round 19 now. We're doing 3 single crochets and then an invisible decrease all the way around. So that's going to be our pattern. So I've just done the first 3 single crochets, invisible decrease. Here's 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then an invisible decrease. Continue on with those all the way around until we get to the end of round 19 and we'll begin stuffing. All right, so I've gone ahead and finished round 19, and we're going to go ahead and start stuffing the body while the hole is still big enough to do so. Okay, you want to stuff it firmly, but not so much that you're stretching out your stitches. You don't want to see the stuffing in between the stitches. You just want to make sure that it's stuffed nice and firm. Okay, so that should be good for now. We can always add a little bit more later once the hole is a little smaller. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and begin round 20. We're doing 2 single crochets and then an invisible decrease all the way around. We'll do that pattern, okay? So using one finger to hold the stuffing away from the stitches, because otherwise you're going to be crocheting stuffing through the stitches. You'll do 2 single crochets and then an invisible decrease. And then continue on with that pattern. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then an invisible decrease. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, round 21, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then an invisible decrease. That'll be the pattern all the way around. So here's the first invisible decrease. I did that single crochet. We'll do another single crochet and an invisible decrease, and just keep on going. Single crochet, invisible decrease, and single crochet, invisible decrease all the way around. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. We'll finish stuffing the body before we close up this hole. Okay, so I finished that round. I'm going to grab a little bit more stuffing and just make sure the front half here is nice and stuffed. I've got a nice firmness to it without stretching the stitching to make sure it's even all the way around. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, so now get your stitch up here with your hook. We're gonna do the last round of the body, and that's round 22. And all we're doing now is we're gonna invisible decrease all the way around. No more single crocheting, we're just closing up this hole. Make sure that stuffing didn't go around this thread there. Okay, here we go. So let's do our invisible decrease. Invisible decrease. Should have a total of 6 stitches at the end of this round, and then we'll close up the hole. All right, we've gone ahead and finished round 22. Go ahead and slip stitch to the next stitch. You're going to cut off your yarn, pull that tail through the loop and tighten. And now we need to go ahead and weave it again through these stitches so that that hole there is going to close. So get your tapestry needle. Okay, weaving from the outside to the in, inside to the out. And since there's 6 stitches left over here, you're going to do this 3 times. In and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, pull tight. So now that hole has been sewn closed. I usually go through that to another stitch anywhere nearby. It's going to have the chest sewn here, so even if you're not shows, it's not going to show in the end because you'll be covering it. But what you want to do is just pick up a stitch. Make sure you're grabbing that entire line of yarn. Okay, so all of that one strand right there of yarn. Okay, make a loop and tie through. That makes a little knot, and then you want to go in underneath the knot to where the hole in between is, right? Bring it out somewhere else, and then you just pull, and that pulled that knot that was here. That pulled it to the inside so you can't see it at all. And that's how I tie off my yarns when I don't need the end for anything else. Okay? And sometimes you can squish it and that'll tuck that end in, or you can take your hook and just wiggle it wherever that thread is sticking out, and that will pull it into the inside of the piece as well. Okay, so as you can see, it is spider shaped. It's got a pointed end where the spinneret would be, and then this is the other end where we're going to attach Whimsy's chest and her head when we're ready to assemble. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and do the spots that will be up on her back. So you'll need to grab your yellow yarn. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks, guys.